Good evening, Speed Gaming fans. You are here for the match between Cheezinator and Zen0bian in the Speed Gaming Live 2020 Final Fantasy Randomizer Tournament. I am Dr. Funkin, and I am joined in the booth right now by my broadcast partner, Karant. How you doing today, Karant?
I'm doing quite well, thank you. We just got done with a really great match a few minutes ago, and I'm excited for another one here between Cheez and Zeno.
Absolutely. And this match should be kicking off any moment now.
Yeah, we have the joys of we've got the stream delay obviously going for the runners, but of course the broadcast takes that into account. So we've got ourselves, our drafted parties, Cheezinator drafted a black belt as his pick in the draft, and then Zeno drafted a red mage, black mage, and Cheez followed it up with a thief. So that is what makes up our parties. So we'll see how they are able to put those into effect once this seed gets started, which it should be going officially live for us, like Dr. Funkin said, in just a moment. Got the webcams ready to go, and everything should be good.
It's possible everything we said up until about a second ago was missed, so for those of you who are just joining us, this is the Final Fantasy Randomizers Speed Gaming Live 2020 tournament. Thank you very much. Dark Moon in chat saying it's a boring party. Now. Let's be fair. It could end up being an interesting seed to go with this boring party.
Well, hey, I mean, we shall see. It's the party is definitely what you make of it, and the seed is certainly what you make of it too. So, a little surprised we haven't gotten pleads for a reroll yet, but perhaps we will once those first items come across the plate.
And we are off. Cheezinator making his way to the White Magic shop, where we find out we've got nothing really of value. And Black Magic, we've got Quad X and level 1 nuke. So we've got sweepers for days and easy seed.
Oh gosh, level 1 nuke. I think we will get pleas for a reroll now.
Ooh, -5 on the pro rings. That's a little unfortunate. But we got level 1 nuke, so it doesn't matter. Ooh, +4 rapier. Also a great starting weapon for that thief and the red mage.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see the merits of the blurst weapons and armor here immediately, as, of course, some of them will be positive, some of them will be negative, but if you get a good positive on an easy-to-afford starting weapon, then that can carry you a pretty fair ways for your fighter types.
It absolutely can. And Classic Gamer 76 in chat pointing out that Ruse was at level 1, but it is white locked, so they will not be seeing that this seed. Cheezinator about to give us our first look at some chests. We've got a heal potion. Real important. And we're going to try and run or nuke down these Gur Imps and Gur Wolf. And it looks like the nuke's going to come out, take all those down, and get Cheezinator a little bit of early experience. Quick jump right up to level 3.
Yeah, that's definitely good to see. That heal pot may very well come in handy, healing if he chooses to use it on the... Never mind. Okay, down goes Bonk.
Say goodnight, Black Belt.
Good night, Black Belt.
Healing up the thief before going back into nuke down Garland.
Interesting. We do know the katana, if I remember the flags correctly, the katana is in the incentive pool. So you do have the possibility for a nice sharp stick for that, well, after promoted ninja. But the question is, how sharp will it be given the blurst elements here?
Absolutely true. And like I said, that rapier doing some great work already. Cheezinator was able to take out a skeleton real quick. And so the king's giving us a tail, Princess Sarah giving us the canal. So we can already get out of the inner sea if we want to.
We can. It's worth noting also in the flag set that the canoe is loose, so not all of the travel options are easily guaranteed in regards to incentives. So you might think that, well, they can just check the incentive locations and be about their way, but not quite.
Cheezinator going back to the Black Magic shop to grab Brack and Quad X. Interesting play. Quad X can have some really good use during some of the earlier encounters, since it'll insta-kill anything with a less than 300 HP. And Brack is always good for taking out Tia and the occasional Kraken.
Yes, Brack strats can definitely do you well in that vein. Notice we had Invis 2 in life at the level 2 White Magic shop here in Provoca, so good news for the red mages in both parties.
Absolutely, you always want to have a life caster if you can get one for the end game.
And of course, Nuke will definitely do the business of taking down these naughty pirates.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how many of them get to attack first before you throw out a nuke. And the pirates have Adamant today, so that'll point you over towards the Dwarf Cave for an incentive check.
Yep, and it's good for the routing too, because you're going to be heading that direction anyway. Hi, Floater.
Yeah, speaking of incentives, there's the floater in the item shop here in Provoca.
And it's pretty expensive for a Provoca item, but that's still not beyond the realm of possibility if you find some good money chests. Hi, gold bracelets.
Ooh, what were gold bracelets?
Gold bracelets were vanilla at 12k, yeah. And it looks like Groggy in chat may be about to lose his mind from everything that this seed is handing out early.
Yeah, it's just like candy. Oh, yeah, we had Invis, Cure 2, Life, good magic.
Level
Heal
1
2.
Nuke.
And then, ooh, Quake. Quake is good. We like to see Quake. Ooh, Zen0bian going and checking the chests up at Matoya. Got a little bit of gold, a cabin, and a little more gold. Looks like he's going to go ahead and keep that, which makes sense considering we want to save up some gold for that floater.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Knowing that that's there and fairly easily attainable, yeah, you definitely want to get any good amount of money that you can hang on to. Definitely hang on to it at this point.
Yeah, and so that's a decent little chunk. However, depending on where the canoe is, you may end up finding well more than you need by then.
That is certainly true.
These are relatively low chests. I mean, they're only about 1,500 each, but looks like both our runners are going to go ahead and keep it.
Yeah, I mean it's you combine those together, that's a fourth of a floater, so I guess it's FL if you want to think of it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
And since the Ryokan Desert dock is not turned on, we will need that canoe to get ourselves into the air, so that adds a little bit of extra drama, if you will, to hunting those treasure chests and trying to find that loose canoe.
Yep, and so with us already having the canal, it's now the question of, do you want to go to Marsh or do you want to go to Earth?
And that is definitely a good question. Marsh is not incentivized in this flag set, however, Earth Cave is. So, the question being, with Earth Cave, do you want to go in there without a quick way out? Because we may have seen some good spells yet, but I've not seen Warp or Exit, I don't believe.
And the Adamant gives the rod, so we could potentially full clear Earth.
Never mind, that changes the calculus.
Yeah, just a smidge. But yeah, with Nuke, you can, take a few early... Maybe there's a good spike tile in Earth, you can grab a quick level or two, drop a house, and then just use Nuke to carry you all the way down to the bottom of Earth.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That would definitely be a good play. I mean, I would even consider that even if I didn't have a house, I would go ahead and check those trap tiles, and if there was something good, just go ahead and expend what I have. And yeah, it is a little bit of a slow crawl back to Melmond, but if you get enough experience, it's worth that slow crawl, I think.
Absolutely. But that right there is one of the reasons why, before leaving the Inner Sea, it's good to have at least one house.
Yeah, definitely true. Sadly, does not look like the first trap tile's very good, though, because wolves are not exactly what you want to see there.
Nothing really great at the Melmond Armor Shop, and the Weapon Shop has short swords +5. Gonna go ahead and grab one of those for the Red Mage. Oh, bad men. They're going down to a single nuke, so while dangerous, that's still a lot of XP.
Yeah, I was gonna say with 2 nuke casters, that's definitely doable. It's rough because the bad men aren't called bad men for no reason, but still, you get 2 of those nukes in the air, and yeah, you're seeing Zeno get level 11 right off the bat.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, jump from level 6 to level 11 on everyone but that dead thief. And as long as he can make it out, which there's no reason to believe he shouldn't, that's a great jump right off the starting line for his party levels.
Yeah. I was going to say, given that the runners already have the tail, how far do you think he takes a grind at this point? Do you think he goes beyond a little bit, maybe up into the mid-teens? Or since they've got the black belt, of course, you've got to calculate the magic defense. Do you think he takes it higher now or maybe waits till a little bit later?
I mean, that's the real question is, are you going to rely on the thief or are you going to rely on the black belt? I think at this point, he's just going to go and leave that thief down, at least Zen0bian is. And leave that thief on the ground. Then if you end up finding gear that makes the thief your better melee character before you get in your full black belt grind, you can just bring him back up.
Yeah. And Thunderclad pointing out in chat that he wants to get more key items before going into a real grind, which is a fair point because the key items inflate that experience total.
Speaking of key items, the old men in the park have an herb for Cheezinator, which can be used to potentially bring back the Sleeping Prince. Unless, of course, the Sleeping Prince happens to be Astos today.
Astos could be anywhere because we do have him shuffled. So he could be the Sleeping Prince, he could be hanging out in Northwest Castle as normal, or he could be, well, basically anybody except Bicky the King or Sarah, because we've already talked to all of them.
Meanwhile, Zen0bian has found a +1 Vorpal sword in the top floor of Earth.
Oh, hey, there you go. It's a good sword. It's the merits of the Vorpal are one of those that have been well hashed in the Final Fantasy Randomizer community, but if you get a positive, you get a plus Vorpal, that's definitely something worth, getting excited about, at least a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't find anything else, it's an endgame sword. Obviously, if it's the only endgame sword you have with this party, you're probably not going to bring that thief back up. You're probably just going to do a power-leveled black belt.
Yeah, Vorpal as the only option is not great, but Vorpal as an option is certainly respectable.
Bulls have damage poison.
Ouch.
And gaze, so they're paralyzing and just, nuking down parties.
Oh dear, that sounds like a bit of a prelude to something like a Sleep Hurtmore combo in Dragon Warrior Randomizer. That's yipes.
Oh, and they have Stun Touch. Yeah, this is not going well for Cheezinator.
No, not a bit. That level 2 life, though, is definitely paying some dividends right now.
Yep. Oh, and we got some nachos on the regular spike tile in Earth Cave.
And that poor Black Mage is just not getting the benefit of the doubt today.
The seed is telling you to two-man this Zen0bian. Go on, you know you wanna. And oh, hey, there's floater money.
Yep.
And he resets out of it.
Huh. Well, I mean, he did have some... Obviously, that Badman encounter gave him a pretty good chunk of change, too, methinks.
Good point. The Badman encounter probably gave him everything he needs to buy the floater.
Yeah. Admittedly, I was a little more enthralled by the fact that the Badmen were there at all and didn't pay much attention to the cash he got, but I still suspect that they gave a pretty good chunk.
And Zen0bian using the NPC guillotine to go ahead and murder a bat.
No, not Rip Bat. The Cheese is electing to grind outside of Crescent Lake to get his levels.
Yeah, there's a giant encounter right off the power cycle that he's been using to some effect. And considering giants love to drop money, that'll probably give him floater money too while he's at it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's understandable, and given that he didn't know about what was in the Earth Trap tiles, it's a good move. It's just a little unfortunate he didn't know about the bad men, but it's still a good move given what he knew.
Absolutely. And there's our loose canoe in Earth. So Zen0bian now has the canoe and knows where and has the money to get the floater. So as long as he survives this Earth dive, that's gonna put him with a substantial early advantage over Cheezinator.
Yeah, this is big, because not only do you have all that, but now he is not going to get caught up in, the Earth versus Mars debate, which conceivably Cheezinator could still have because he hasn't checked either yet. So Zen0bian doesn't have to open another treasure chest if he doesn't really want to.
Give or take the incentive chests,
Well, yeah.
I imagine he's still going to open some. After all, he would love to find a ribbon.
Sure. I'm just saying if he doesn't want to, but yeah, the incentive chest, obviously you want to find a ribbon or any gold or opal bracelet you can get your hands on, but at least the option's there where he could just breeze by him if he wishes.
Ugh. Trance revolution with the birds here.
No, I don't want to dance, thank you. Please select somebody else.
Luckily, the Black Mage manages to resist and throws out a nuke.
So the cockatrices will be dancing straight into the pits of, wherever you wish, I suppose.
Yep, the Black Mage knew all the steps to that deadly tango. And Cheezinator gonna go, hopefully turn in the herb. We'll see what happens. Oh, he found Astos.
Oh, well, there you go.
And a Quad X takes care of Astos, no problem.
Well, I mean, hey, like you said, that's one of the ways that Quad X can be good, because kindly princes, well, I guess not so kindly kings disguised as princes, don't stand up too well to that sort of thing.
Yep. And Astos hands over the crystal. Hashtag is this even randomized. Ooh, level 3 Warp, Temper, and Bane and Fire 3. Level 3 Black Magic is stacked.
That's good news for both runners. Obviously, Cheese has the money to be able to buy some of that, and Zen0bian is going to have more than enough money to buy it once he gets out of this Lich fight coming up.
Yep. Nuke 1, 342. 4 hits for 9 damage from the Black Belt. Another nuke for 300. Lich still standing, so Lich rolled up on health from the look of it.
Right. From looking at the flags, the boss HP is 100 to 200%, so it can do that.
Yep, and at 15 minutes and 48 seconds, Zen0bian is our first runner to light an orb. And very shortly, he's going to be in the air as well, which is just going to increase the advantage that he's got here.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And as I kind of expected, Cheezinator not opting for the March play, he is heading back over to the Earth side.
Yeah. I mean, it's understandable, given that you do have a rod in hand from the dwarves, that you're gonna look there first. But, I mean, and he will fortunately find everything that he needs to move forward, at least at this point.
Yeah, between both having the rod and having nuke to basically deal with anything you might happen to find in there, it feels like the smarter play. Plus, there's an incentive chest.
It looks like chat wants our runners to pick up Lamp.
Lamp was available at level 5 magic.
Oh, well, there you go. The memes are in play.
Cheezinator now finding his... Oh, I didn't even realize that the bad men were unrunnable.
Oh dear. Well, it's a good thing that they do have 2 nuke casters then, isn't it?
Yeah, and he did not get nearly as lucky on his nuke as Zen0bian did, so he's just going to have his mages standing at the end of this. But that'll help beef up his spell levels quite a bit.
Oh yeah, it certainly will. It'll... and boost them up to 14. Still, yeah, those bad men were a little nasty.
Immediately warps out, drops some life casts, and drops a house.
Yep. Oh, of course. And I see he's playing the same as Zen0bian did. Take 1 encounter, secure those levels and then go ahead and dip into the rest of Earth.
Oh, Nacho, also unrunnable. Lots of unrunnable encounters here in Earth. Crabcakes in chat pointing out that nachos are potentially a good grind for later. Or, in Cheese's case, for now.
Yeah.
Oof. Nachos are hitting hard right now, though.
Yeah, it's especially for those mages, it's an unfortunate encounter.
Yep.
Meanwhile, Zen0bian is in the air at about 18 minutes 30 seconds, so now he's going to be catching up on, I believe I just saw Cure 4 in the level 6 shop, the White Magic shop. That he's going to be grabbing that herb and be able to turn it in a fair bit quicker than Cheese was able to.
Yeah, absolutely true. Looks like first he's going to go over and see Old Man Sarda, which is generally what I do when I get the airship, because otherwise I will forget about Sarda.
Yeah, I same way. Go ahead and get him out of the way now, otherwise be running around forever trying to figure things out.
And today, Sarda is giving us a cube, so once we have a chime, we'll be able to go ahead and clear sky. Cheese, undeterred, continuing to take on these nachos.
Well, they're trying their best to deter him by knocking his party members out.
Yeah. Meanwhile, actually, he's just down here, grabbing some treasure.
No, yeah, just casual floater money, no big deal. Speaking of no big deal, the Masquerading Astos is in the dust in about 5 seconds flat for Zeno.
Yep. And it looks like those nachos have poison touch if you manage to survive their gigantic hits.
Lovely. Insult to injury there.
Zen0bian getting the good news about level 3 black magic. And not a whole lot for level 3 white magic, so you can just kind of load up on all the good stuff in black.
Yeah, I think he had definitely made sure that the red mage knew temper along with black mage before he moved on to that level 4 white magic.
Definitely. And, I mean, it's always great. You always, more temper cast, better than less. We still haven't seen fast, I don't think.
No, I've not seen it.
Yeah, so in that case, you'll want to get as many temper casts as you can, just in case fast is in an out-of-reach spot.
Yeah, because with 100 to 200% boss HP, you definitely want to make sure that you have a good way to beef up your melee damage. Obviously, you want both, preferably. But if you can't have both, then you'll definitely want to make sure you have as many of one or the other as you can get.
Absolutely. And it looks like Zen0bian's next move is Ice Cave, which makes a lot of sense. You've got Warp, so you can check the incentive chest here real quick and just get out if Ice Cave is being nasty.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, having taken that grind, or at least that one tile with the bad men, it won't be quite as nasty as one might expect. But yeah, Ice Cave, because of the plenitude of monsters that it has waiting to stare you in the face, is not exactly the friendliest of territories. So having the ability to get out of there sooner rather than later is definitely a good thing to have.
Yep, absolutely true. And Zen0bian now hitting level 14 on his casters.
Yeah, chat pointing out that the Frost Giants had Cremate, which not the funnest thing ever.
No, not at all. And these undead are smacking pretty hard.
They rather tend to here. That's one of the things that makes Ice Cave particularly nasty.
Cheezinator having Fire 3 means he doesn't have to waste nukes on this vampire. picking up his Oxyale. His black belt's already level 15, which is not bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. It will definitely help. I know the runners are going to probably push their black belts up to at least the 32 point to try to get that magic defense as high as they can before promotion. And with the parties that they have with the red mage and black mage, and at least Zeno has the thief holding up the floor here, that's a pretty good way to go about it, because the only one that would really need to super worry about the levels would be the thief to try to get those magic casts. But everybody else, you get them anyway if you're a mage, and you want that magic defense if you're your black belt. So
absolutely true. Now, Karant, if you're Cheezinator, do you feel behind having done that grind over at Crescent Lake and then finding the loose canoe in Earth?
Given that we knew where the floater was, yeah, I would feel a little bit behind. Because he obviously got the herb out of Crescent Lake, but it ended up not turning into anything profitable immediately. And yeah, having done a little bit of grinding there, I would feel a little bit behind where he. But also, both these guys are really good runners, so I imagine that he might feel a little behind, but I have a feeling he's confident he can catch up to any perceived time lapses between him and Zeno.
Speaking of Zeno, just picked up the key in the incentive chest in Ice Cave and is electing to dig deeper since he has an easy escape through warp.
Right, like you mentioned earlier, probably looking for a ribbon, or I see he did find a gold bracelet in, I believe, the right-hand chest where the key was.
+4 Thor Hammer, that's some AoE for that black belt.
Yeah. Definitely come in handy whenever they decide to pop that Oxyale and go diving underground.
Definitely. And yeah, immediately moves it onto the black belt. And Cheezinator is successfully out of Earth Cave with his Earth Orb lit and on his way to get a floater and an airship. Cocktrace is really not having a great time trying to trance these mages today.
I guess, like you said earlier, the mages must have done some dance practice and gotten all the moves down pat.
Crabcake's pointing out that Zen0bian is checking all of the various trap tiles in here, which makes a lot of sense, because you still haven't figured out where you want to grind your black belt.
Yeah, that's fair. Obviously the badminton tile is not exactly the one that you want to lean heavily on, considering how hard they hit. So
yeah, you basically have to use nuke to get them down. And same problem with the nachos. The nachos could be a good grind, but they're smacking so hard that it could be tough.
Right.
And now Zen0bian going to give us our first look at the incentivized key lock in Corneria Castle.
I'm presuming while he's here, he's probably going to go ahead and turn in the crystal, because I don't believe either runner has turned it in yet.
Yep. Ooh, and we've got some TNT, which means we've got a bunch of free chests over at the Dwarf Cave as well.
Yeah, go ahead and get them, take care of them. Yeah, he's heading straight to Dwarves. Of course, you mentioned earlier that he was checking all those trap tiles. Think he goes ahead and checks the trap tiles in Northwest?
He may as well. He's here, and he just got the crown, so that's incentivizing going down to Northwest Castle.
Yeah, there you go. At this point, I'm sitting there starting to think, okay, so if I just wait about 3 seconds to make my comments, I won't have to make them anymore.
Right? It's like today, instead, it's opposite day. All commentators' curse are now blessings.
Well, I was going to say another one I think is your feed might be a second or so ahead of mine, so because I'm hearing you making comments and I'm like, okay, there it is. Yeah, slightly predictive.
Well, maybe give your stream a quick refresh and you'll catch up.
I've done it twice, actually.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. I can see the future. Oh, here we go. There's a grind tile. Double fighter.
Yeah, absolutely.
And checking pays off here. Good lord. Yeah, and they don't have a lot of health either. This would be a fantastic grind tile.
Oh, yeah. They went down probably to about 200 HP.
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, 170, 160, somewhere in there.
Yeah. So one good nuke roll, and those guys go down like paper sacks, basically.
Yeah, or a bad nuke roll and a Thor hammer.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zen0bian not going to move from here until his black belt is the level he wants it to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's definitely parked himself here, and he will be staying for the foreseeable future. Meanwhile, the poor thief is just sitting there holding up the floor, wondering when somebody's going to pick him up.
Absolutely. Yeah, that thief not getting back up unless they need a sacrifice for Kraken 2.
Sacrifice, I like that.
Pretty sure I stole that from Edgeworth.
Hey, that's okay. That's how memes get started anyway, just everybody borrowing from everyone else.
If you're gonna steal, steal from the best. Black Mage is in chat asking what happened to Cheese to cause him to fall behind. Cheese decided to check Crescent Lake before going to Earth Cave, and Earth Cave is where the loose canoe was. So he did a grind outside of Crescent Lake, whereas Zen0bian just went through Earth and was able to just put his foot to the ground. Cheezinator now in the air, doing the rounds.
I was about to say, while we have Zen0bian, well, I was going to say parked and doing his grind. Looks like he was getting himself healthy so he can continue it. How about, let's see if we can go ahead and get some prompts up here. Go ahead and give our runners a follow if you would. Cheezinator and Zen0bian are two of the best that we have in this game, as accounted by the fact that they are in the semifinals of the SpeedGaming Live 2020 tournament. And they definitely both deserve a follow. Also, go ahead and give a follow to my co-com Dr. Funkin and to Groggy Dog, who is pushing all the buttons and making sure we keep our heads on straight, because without those, I would just be floundering here on me by my lonesome, and, well, it's always fun to have more friends, so.
Absolutely. I don't really stream much, but you could also follow me on Twitter. And Cheesy picking up his Dwarf Cave loot. While Zen0bian having no luck getting his Black Mage knocked down. Just level 25 on the whole party at this point.
Yeah, well, looks like Cheese is about to find that trap tile too, so I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of fighters very, very soon.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen quite a few already, and it's just going to come at double the speed. And we're already at the point where the Black Belt is able to punch the fighters to death.
That's a good place to be. Especially 30 minutes into a seed, that is a very good place to be.
For sure. Yeah. Cheezinator, now being in the same place, a lot of that has to do with the fact that I believe he did not bother checking trap tiles in ice, so he saved a lot of time by not doing the bottom of ice.
Yeah. Looks like from what we saw on his screen, he is going to go ahead and try to get the Black Mage and Red Mage down and just grind the Black Belt by himself, because he took the armor off of his mages.
Yep, makes a lot of sense. Zen0bian did position his mages as such to try and get them killed, but it just hasn't been working out. And using a house to heal them back up, probably not going to help them get damned off either.
I think at this point, he's got his people into, like you said, probably around mid-20s at this point. So he may just be going ahead and committing to getting all of them up to 32.
It's very possible. Crabcake's pointing out that, yeah, Nuke just kills those things way too fast, that his mages will never die if he keeps nuking. I'm not sure these Cerebuses are necessarily going to kill him off any quicker. I mean, yeah, they're attacking... They're a larger pack, so they attack more often, but I think the fighters hit harder.
It also doesn't help that the Cerebuses just basically said, "Oh, you're trying to kill the mages? Okay, let's punch the black belt instead." Haha.
Yeah. Go ahead and back row. Meanwhile, Cheese going ahead and taking advantage of that level 1 quad X to insta-give the fighters. And yeah, Cheezinator, keeping that red mage up probably until that black belt can one-shot these fighters, which should be fairly soon, from what we saw on Zen0bian's side. Meanwhile, Zen0bian still going. Curious as to what level he's at now. 29 on the party, not bad. He's getting there, getting to 32. Thunderclawed in chat pointing out that if they decide to take the black belt to 42, they'll likely reach there about the same time, but Zen0bian is likely going to hit 32 first. Also, Zen0bian keeps ambushing these fighters, so even without casting Nuke, they still don't get a chance to knock down the other characters.
Yeah, he may very well get everybody to 32 before he can manage to get the black belt Dan.
Or the black mage. Danning the black belt mage, would be a problem.
Yeah, sorry, black mage, I apologize. And I was
there we go.
Yeah, I was staring at old Coney Hat, too, and I still said black belt. Shame on me.
Happens to the best of us. And now Zen0bian finally down to the 2-man grind.
As a great character once said, it is down to you, and it is down to me.
What character is that?
That would be, in Princess Bride, it would be, I'm sitting here wanting to say Fezzik, it's not Fezzik. Wallace Shawn's character.
Whenever, yeah.
Whenever,
Right.
Yep. Vizzini, yeah. Sorry. It's been a little too long since I've seen the movie, so forgive me.
That's alright. You said Wallace Shawn's character, and I immediately forgot his name, too. Yeah, Vizzini. Alright. Nuke, nuke, nuke. Punch, punch, punch. Fighters go down. Party gains levels.
I was about to say, are we going to make a song out of this? You were definitely well on your way with the rhythm there.
Look, nobody wants to hear me sing, it's fine.
I've been actively encouraged not to sing on my streams, so I understand.
Ooh, Zen0bian almost finally down to a solo black belt. Meanwhile, Cheese has been down to a solo black belt and is just punching the absolute dickens out of these fighters.
I was going to say, black belt wise, they're about the same levels. Because, well, at least they may not be now because Cheese is continuing with the solo black belt grind. But I saw 34s on Zeno's screen before he decided to duck out of Northwest.
Yeah, I think Cheese might be going to 42, which could be all the difference here. He did a lot of catching up with the way he routed Ice Cave, and if he gets a level 42 black belt, that might be enough to make the rest of the game that fast.
Yeah. Especially given the boss HP that we have, yeah, a very, very hard-hitting black belt with super magic defense may have a distinct advantage and a very good one over a high-level black belt with pretty good magic defense that doesn't hit quite as hard.
Plus, with a level 42 black belt, the need for a ribbon is drastically reduced, so Cheese will probably check less chests than Zen0bian at this point.
Right.
Thunderclawed in chat saying we're going to finally have a good test of equal progress and even skilled executing runners to show if going to 42 is better than 32.
Yep, that we will have ourselves a nice little test today, so thank you, runners, for consenting to be guinea pigs for us.
Though Crabcake's pointing out that may not be true if Zen0bian keeps checking chests and Cheese doesn't. But again, like I said, that a part of that is having the level 32 versus having the level 42. You kind of want at least a ribbon for your life caster because you can't guarantee a 32 black belt will solo everything.
Oh, looks like Cheese is happy with what he has because he has ducked out and is heading over, not quite to where Zeno is, but still pretty much in the neighborhood.
Yep, bringing his party back up, re-equipping all of his gear. But yeah, this metal slime tile would have been good for getting some party XP as well, but we don't need it at this point. And the chime is here in Volcano, so I believe that is go mode. That will be go mode for Cheezinator since he turned in the crystal and got the loot. And it will be go mode for Zen0bian once he gets the crystal turned in.
Yeah. So everybody will be good to go. I don't expect they'll do any more NPC. I don't expect they'll do really any more NPC turn-in checks because we do have Katana and I believe the white shirt in the incentive pool, but everything else is pretty much good to go for them.
Yep. And yeah, Cheezinator only checking free chests at this point, not bothering with anything else. And that is a second orb lit for Zen0bian. Ooh, a Bane Sword. That's nice to have. And a Zeus Gauntlet. Again, another nice to have.
Yeah. Looks like Zeno is going to go ahead and grow up here.
Yep. It'll be nice to get a nuke on the ninja. Well, his ninja's probably not coming back up, so I don't necessarily know that there's a whole lot going on here. I guess equipping the Vorpal on the red mage just in case.
Yeah.
Yeah. Crabcake's asking if Fast was promotion lock. We still have not seen Fast.
So, yes, effectively. I expect that's really about all that Xeno's looking for in terms of magic, because he's not even looking in the white magic shops.
Yeah, and it looks like it's either going to be level 8 at Lefane, or it's going to be level 7 at Onrak.
Yeah, I do believe that's all we've yet to see. So, not a lot of options left. Obviously, you'd prefer level 7 over 8.
Ooh, these slimes are giving Cheezinator the business right now.
They are indeed, and it doesn't... Well, there you go. You got the nuke off, so they should be going down now. But yeah, he's got a couple of people on the ground. That's a little rough.
Oh, and it is looking like Zen0bian is forgetting that he's got a crystal to turn in, because he is heading over to Ordeals.
Oh, yeah, true.
And with that, I feel like, despite the fact that he's still got 2 orbs lit, I feel safe saying that Cheezinator is now advantaged.
Yeah, with a level 42 black belt and being in go mode, it's I think a pretty safe assumption at this point.
Cheezinator just putting a little bit of extra health on that black belt before carry. And we're going to swing for 7 hits, 601. Carry throws out Ink to do nothing. Nuke comes out, 165. Nuke comes out again for 226, and carry goes down. So at 44 minutes and 36 seconds, Cheezinator has now caught up on orbs and is likely going to be going straight up to Sky.
Yeah, I mean, could go to either, really, considering that he has the Oxyel too, but yeah, looks like Sky is the destination.
Yeah, the fact that it's basically straight up from Volcano, just from a routing perspective, made me say, yeah, it's going to be Sky.
Yeah, sure.
Go ahead and pop that bottle just for setting up his inventory. Oh, very nice to get an ambush on that R-Bones tile so you don't even have to deal with them. And it looks like he's going to go ahead and grab a little bit of XP off this blue D just because it's there.
Yeah, why not? You've got a punchy black belt that smashes the world to bits, so why not use them?
Yep, just needs hit level 41 off that fight, so one more level and it is going to be the full One-Punch Man.
And Xeno finding the slab in Ordeals, which makes this an even worse check because, oh, the time.
Let's hope that he remembers the crystal on his way to translate the slab.
Yeah. That would be best case scenario at this point. I mean, granted, he's lost a little bit of time in Ordeals, but if he does remember it on the way, I think he'll be able to make the quick decision from there.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Chat trying to invoke it with mantras here.
Absolutely. The good news is that since Cheezinator found the ruby in Sky, he's not going to get the ruby to send him on an even wilder goose chase.
True.
Uh-oh. Is he going to do Waterfall first? Oh, this is so bad.
Like it. Yeah.
This is so bad.
Oh, boy.
Well, Cheezinator's on the Bridge of Destiny. Zen0bian's about to find one of the dud locations, most likely.
Yeah. I'm kind of trying to figure out what he's thinking at this point. I would presume, yeah, he's forgotten about the crystal and
He's thinking he doesn't have a loot yet, so he's not in go mode.
Yeah, so he's trying to combine his checks to take care of everything up here first and then go down and turn everything in at one time. At least that's my thought as to what's going on in his head.
Yeah, unfortunately, like, it would have been great to turn in the crystal right when he got the airship, and that just didn't happen.
Yeah, I'm still a little surprised that he didn't, to me, because it's... Obviously, with an airship, anywhere is in close proximity, but still.
Warmech, 437 on that. Ooh, 722 damage to Warmech, not bad. And now we're coming out with some nukes. Ooh, Warmech throwing out a Thunder, so that's one Thunder out of the pool. 898, wow, Warmech definitely rolled up in health, but a final nuke takes him out. Warmech with nearly 200% HP from the look of it. And now we're looking at Tia, a couple of Temperers, 8 hits for 1016, but Tiamat's still standing. So now we're going to go ahead with some nuke strats. First nuke comes out, 304, Tiamat still standing. 8 more hits for 1156 will take out Tiamat. And that will be the third orb lit for Cheezinator. And there's fast at level 7 in on-rack.
Well, level 7 better than level 8.
Absolutely true. Cheezinator making a quick stop here in Gaia, still looking for fast, I'm sure.
Well, of course, now we know he'll find it at on-rack, so obviously that's somewhere he's going to be going anyway, so it's understandable and also not too much of a loss.
Yeah, especially since he didn't bother to check level 8 magic, he was only checking level 7. And since that's a promotion-only spot for fast, Cheezinator's not even checking here. He's just not going to have fast, which, again, is not as big a deal when you have a level 42 black belt.
Yeah. Yeah, One Punch Man doesn't really need to be one half Punch Man, I suppose.
Ooh, Sea Trolls have Blaze. That's a little rough.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to see that. Good news is, though, we've got plenty of heal pots, and I think there was some healing to be found. So, not the worst thing in the world, but yeah, you still want to not get into one-step encounters and avoid them as best you can.
Especially when one of those one-step encounters like this one happens to be unrunnable.
Yeah, fun. Fantastic. I'm sure everybody loves to see that.
Fun for the whole family.
For 4 payments of $24.99.
Yep, happy with it with his levels. Not even going to take this Gershark Big Eye for extra XP on the party. It's done. Cheese is just foot to the floor.
So Chad asking why we call the power bracelet or the power gauntlet the Bronc. I don't know. It's one of those things that I think it just became a community meme and everybody just sort of ran with it.
Yeah, it's been called the Bonk for as long as I've been watching FFR, and that's a long time. I'm old.
I'm old too, but I haven't been watching for so long. Meanwhile, Zen0bian took out Kraken pretty much faster than we could blink, and I expect Cheezinator will as well once he's able to actually get to it.
Ik Ben Maya saying, you see, back in the sands of time in 2018.
Okay, two things on that one. First one, now you've reminded me of Days of Our Lives, so blast you. And secondly, considering that the beginning of this year feels like it was forever freaking ever ago, yeah, definitely.
I've never seen Days of Our Lives, so that was purely accidental.
It's not quite the same, because it's, I believe, like the sands of the hourglass, so are the Days of Our Lives, is the classic intro to it.
Okay.
And now Zeno gets his loot.
And at 53-18, Zen0bian has finally hit go mode. So, this, like, there's potential that Zen0bian could come back from this if Cheezinator has extremely bad luck and takes a wipe in Topher.
Yeah, I think so at this point, because, I mean, Cheese is about to pick up his fourth orb by taking down Kraken, and Quad X is Kraken for good measure. So I'd say Zeno is probably, I would guess, a few minutes behind. So yeah, I think it would take a wipe to catch him up.
And it would have to be a relatively deep wipe. Like, we're talking, like, Kraken or later.
Yeah, makes sense.
So Cheezinator saw that Fast was there at level 7, but not learnable. And he's done. He is heading for the Temple of Fiends. And at 54 minutes, 45 seconds, Cheezinator will be our first runner into the Temple of Fiends Revisited.
So Jet Seeds will jet. Presumably.
Absolutely. DVS in chat asking if Cheese should promote. Our veteran runners saying absolutely not. When you have a level 42 black belt, it's just not. It's not worth the time loss. Cheezinator getting some decent run luck here.
And some mummies that he can dash away from.
Yep, absolutely. Not even bothering to check the validation chests to see if maybe they had the ribbon. He does not care about anything else. He just wants to go fast.
Well, considering the level of this tournament that they're at, yeah, it's understandable, because you know that the runner on the other side of it is top quality. Don't take any chances, don't dawdle or waste any time, just put your foot to the floor and get going.
Absolutely. Oh no, and he does take a wipe, because zombie dragons have zap.
Oh god, yeah. And now the bats are giving him problems.
Unrunnable purple worms. Taken down with some punching.
I was gonna say, so the beginning floors of Topher seem bound and determined to make up this gap between Cheese and Zen0bian, or at least to narrow it a little bit.
Just a smidge. Meanwhile, Warmech going down for Zen0bian, hitting level 39 on his black belt and his red mage. Oh boy, so many unrunnables on these early floors.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, because obviously one of the things that can be a difference in regards to a Topher 1 would be what encounter table you're on. So it'll be interesting to see what encounter table Zeno comes in on and see if that makes any difference vis-a-vis these encounters.
I imagine that yeah, that could make a difference unless Zen0bian does the same thing Cheezinator did and just goes ahead and does a power cycle.
Yeah.
And then finds out the same way that, or maybe he'll have better luck against, say, the zombie dragons and not get zapped to death on his whole party.
Yeah.
Will Bloodworth saying fast might make a difference here. It is possible, though Cheezinator does have a 42 black belt, whereas Zen0bian isn't quite there. Plus, Cheezinator's just about at Lich. Assuming he can stop getting step-by-step encounters.
Yeah, I was about to say, that encounter rate that he's getting is holy crap.
It was pretty rude.
Yeah. So it looks like Zeno did not power cycle, so well, at least we have the potential to see if there is any real difference between the two encounter tables.
Indeed. Yeah, the great Sir Nico asking what's so special about level 42 on a black belt. They do get 2 extra hits at that level. Crabcake's pointing out that running into zombie dragons on the Tiamat floor and them zapping down the party could be absolute disaster for either one of our runners. And that is it for Carrie. Didn't even see the fight happen.
Yeah, unfortunately my connection was being a little fun, so I was getting refreshed right as Carrie was getting defreshed, I guess?
Yeah, I think Cheezinator swung with the red mage, just like a regular attack, and did 72 points of damage to kill her.
Oh boy. I was gonna say, that's just rubbing it in, really.
Exactly, some real bad manners there. And now we're getting ready for Kraken, setting up with a temper or 2. Temper number 1 comes out. Kraken does 10,000 or does 1,000 damage to the black mage. We respond with another 8 hits for 1,600 on Kraken. Kraken's still up. Wall comes out. Quad X coming out, and Kraken is erased.
Speaking of disrespect.
Yeah, Kraken erases the black mage, and the red mage gets revenge by erasing the Kraken. That is 2 Quad X kills on Krakens we've seen today. Alright, we're at Tiamat. Here we go. Tiamat eats the thief. Temper comes out. Wall comes out. And we're getting a swing. 4 hits for 835. Tia's a little dodgy today. Tia eats the black mage. 1 hit for 194. Ooh, very dodgy Tia. Nuke comes out for 322,
yes.
though. And we're going to start trying a Quad X. And we have erased Tiamat as well. Quad X putting in so much work today.
I was gonna say, yeah, Cheese is getting some really good guesses on that Quad X, and because that will instantly kill anything under 300 hit points, so he's doing his math really, really well.
Yeah, absolutely. And she's about to pull Chaos. So here we go. Temper coming out. Another Temper coming out. Swing from the Thief for 43 damage, not bad. Black Mage goes down before it can Temper. 7 hits, 805. Temper comes out, making that Black Belt a little stronger. Chaos doesn't manage to take out the Thief. Another Temper out. We got 8 hits for 1148. Chaos not likely long for this world. Another Temper coming out. Chaos coming out with Lit 2. The rest of the party still standing. Black Belt swings. 7 hits, 1062. Chaos has got to be on the ropes by now. Another swing, 9 hits, 1265, and Chaos is down. Get your GGs in chat for Cheezinator, who finishes the race with an official SRL time, or well, an official race time of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 12 seconds.
GG's to Cheezinator. What a finish and what a run, all in all.
And with that sound, I believe we are joined in the booth by our winner, Cheezinator. GG, Cheezinator.
Gee, thank you very much.
So I gotta say, in the early game, we were actually kind of worried about you because you chose to go to Crescent Lake first, where Zen0bian chose to go to Earth Cave first.
Yeah, I've been in the number of bracket seeds I've played, either in the brackets or practicing. I've seen a lot of like key at sages, which then changes the calculation of where you want to go to try and find that canoe. But the other thing was that I didn't like my levels for an earth dive. I wanted a little bit more gold as well because I hadn't been to Elfland yet, so I didn't even know about the herb yet. But what I planned to do was go to Crescent, get a couple levels, get enough gold so that I could loop around to Elfland, see if there was warp or anything else that I might need, which actually was at level 3, so I was very lucky. But see if there was warp, anything like that, and collect that magic and then do Earth sort of more prepared afterwards. There's also been a lot of people wiping in Earth and spending a lot of time there and stuff, so I just wanted to play it a little safer. And then luckily I got the herb off the sages, so I could route in that check. But I wasn't going to ever turn in the crystal from having gone to the South Dock. But yeah, I don't know. After, I guess I'll take the next question, but I kind of had more thoughts too.
No, go right ahead. I'm quite happy listening to you.
Sure. So Earth play, pretty straightforward. I checked the grind tiles, found out that nachos were quad Xable, so that was actually my planned future grind. I go down through Earth. When I find the canoe, I'm like, all right, well, this is sort of grind, collect keys, and go mode basically, because I knew the floater was in Provoke-a-Shop. So I start skipping chests, blaze through Earth, and my plan was get in the air, turn in that crystal, grab anything else easy like Sarda and the item you can warp out of Ice Cave with, to batch up my key items. I happened to get key and like crown along the way, which led me to Northwest Castle, and I ended up finding like 170 HP fighters with no script. So that was even better than the nachos. So I just sat there, went to a number that would get me to 42 by like Warmech. And C was pretty straightforward from that point on. I prioritized Inner C and Fiend Dungeon checks instead of going out for like Bottle and Ordeals and Waterfall because I was so close to go mode, and if I could skip dungeons, I of course would.
Yeah, and that was actually where things ended up being key. Zen0bian did not turn in Crystal until after he had done Ordeals and Waterfall.
Oh, okay.
Because he had found the same fighters as you, but he had gotten there like maybe 5-ish minutes beforehand and ended up taking most of his party to level 32.
Okay, so yeah, that fits in more with his strategy, like the way he played against Aelmarkin. He had a full team that was ground up instead of doing solo with the black belt. And I was actually a little worried. That was the main thing. My main fear, having seen Zen0bian's play versus Aelmarkin a couple of rounds ago, was that Zen0bian would, with this really good magic, maybe get another like sub 32 or a very low level black belt win and come in underneath me. But fortunately, Fast was post-promotion locked, so I felt better about like my chances of not having to worry that he did that strategy again.
Oh no, he promoted and he has Fast. And we are now watching Zen0bian take on Chaos with just a solo black belt. We are at Hold A and Prey strats. 5 hits, 611. Chaos trying to quad X, ineffective. Another 3 hits for 218. Chaos coming out with Zap, ineffective. 6 more hits for 656. Chaos with Stop, does not work. Fire 3 for negligible damage. 5 hits, 239. Swinging again. Chaos with Nuke for 316. 4 hits, 544. Chaos still standing. Swinging again. 7 hits for 319. Bane comes out, ineffective. Chaos with a regular swing, 268. 5 more hits for 531. Chaos with Ice 2, just barely still standing on that black belt. 4 hits, 299. Zen0bian has terminated Chaos. Get your GGs in chat for Zen0bian.
GG Zen0bian, man-moding Chaos.
Absolutely. And his official race time GG time will be 1 hour, 7 minutes, and 4 seconds.
Chat pointing out he had nice HP.
Yes. We chatted
nice.
in the post-game room. Apparently both of us took a wipe to those Zap zombie dragons and had to redive.
Yeah, those things, we saw those and we're like, uh-oh. That could be a deciding factor in this race.
Yeah, I I did a few chest checks that I normally would not with a 40 plus black belt because I was kind of worried about the lack of ribbon, but not a ton. I knew I had wall, and so my plan, as you saw me go through Topher, was just it doesn't matter what else like the boss might be doing. The red mage was just prioritizing first turn wall every time on itself, so that I could at least make it to like Tiamat with all my light warriors up. And I got pretty lucky punch luck because the Kraken hit hard, and I think even had paralysis touch, but like the punches were routinely going onto the thief and the black mage, which was totally fine with me.
Yeah, it was hitting for like 1,000 damage right out the gate.
Not a lot else to say. Really, again, straightforward seed. This is my best time on brackets flags so far. You really only see that when the key items line up and there's good magic and there's an early grind tile like that.
Yeah, this seed just kind of gave everything to you right in the inner C.
But yeah, I'm gonna have to watch this VOD back and look for ways that I might be losing time because there's one matchup left. I'm pretty sure. Well, actually, I guess I won't spoil the winner in case people didn't watch the previous match before this. But I'm pretty sure the remaining person is a very, very difficult matchup. So whatever last minute fine tuning I can do is in order.
Absolutely. And when is that match?
That's going to be at 10 p.m. Eastern on SG1 tonight.
Looking forward to watching that, and I hope to see everyone who's been in chat here back to see that race as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll add one thing before you go. Nice props on getting 3 quad X kills on the Feigns. Chat really just went nuts at that.
Yes, actually, that's the comment that I left on my race time thing. They were just kind of lining up. The black belt would do like enough damage where I was like, that's pretty close to their max HP anyways. And so I just kept throwing out the quad X's, and I don't know, maybe that turn order saved me. The fiend could have gone in between the quad X and something else and killed one of my characters. So really clutch. This is my best quad X seed ever for sure.
Absolutely. Do you have any final thoughts about this seed before we head out?
No, I'm good. Thank you very much. Appreciate the comms. Groggy Dog, I believe, was tracking, and of course, Danny, Dark Moon, all the other people that have been doing setup behind the scenes, and Speed Gaming for keeping us on track despite the hiccups of the match before this.
Excellent. All right. Well, everyone, if you've enjoyed watching this, please throw our runners a follow. Don't forget to follow the Speed Gaming family of channels. If you saw this and thought, wow, that looks like fun, I'd like to give it a try, go to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, roll yourself up a seed, and get running. If you have questions about what to do in that seed, where you should go, what the best strategies are, come join us in the Final Fantasy Randomizer Discord, and we'll be happy to teach you. I am Dr. Funkin. My co-commentator has been Karant, and I believe that will do it for us tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys for coming out, everybody. And remember, we have the finals tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern on Speed Gaming 1, so make sure to stick around and tune in to that. But thank you guys for joining us this afternoon, and y'all have a good one.